This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
Freekeene.com.
I'm standing here with John Maltz of Hudson, New Hampshire, who just got back from the Ron Paul Rally for the Republic. And tell me how that went, John.
It was great. There were thousands upon thousands of people there. The Free State Project went over there. We set up a table inside the Target Center, and we were answering questions from people who have previously heard about the Free State Project and people who have only heard about it the first time. I met probably dozens upon dozens of people when I asked them, have you heard about the Free State Project? They said no, so I nearly lost my voice explaining to them for a few minutes what the Free State Project is over and over and over. But we introduced a lot more people to the Free State Project. We were able to hand out thousands of flyers telling people about it at the various events. There was a march on the Fed that Ron Paul participated in. There was a parade and a little music festival in a park on Sunday. On Monday, they also did some...
Now, did you get any sense, John, of the crackdown on the protesters at the RNC? Were you involved in any of that?
I was not actually involved. I didn't go near the RNC, but a few of the people we went there with from New Hampshire went down to see what the hubbub was about the protesters. And from what I was told by Dan, there was a large group of protesters, and he said he left just before all of the real fun started. Apparently the RNC Welcoming Committee did everything they could to bring the police force presence down upon them, and from what I told, they were quite successful at that.
Well, now, what's your take on is this something that's going to be a stepping stone, maybe to something bigger, or to continuing growth in the Ron Paul movement, or was it sort of more of a culmination?
The Campaign for Liberty was designed to be a termination, a wrapping up of the Ron Paul campaign, and a launching point for getting political activists all over the nation to energize and start working for liberty. Now, as a part of the Free State Project, we've seen libertarians and like-minded people spinning their wheels for a good 30 years trying to find a critical mass of people all over America. So I've come to the conclusion that you can't light a fire by spreading your kindling out all over the ground and lighting it one piece at a time, or even all simultaneously. They'll just flare up and burn out. You have to gather all your kindling into one location, start your fire, use your wood to build your fire, and once you've built that fire, it's going to be strong enough that you can pick it up and take it wherever you want. This was the concept behind the Free State Project. If we could get all the activists to move to New Hampshire and concentrate their activism there, they would be able to affect change in a much more rapid manner than people have been trying for the last 30 years to bring liberty back all over America. So this is why I packed up and moved to New Hampshire last year, and it's why hundreds of people have moved to New Hampshire since the Free State Project was started.
Anything else that you can think of that you would want to add, John?
Most of the event I spent out at the Free State Project table rather than inside listening to the speeches. The only speech I was able to get into was Ron Paul's, and he had a great speech. C-SPAN carried it. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube, but just to be in there and see that crowd start screaming "End the Fed" before Ron Paul got to the line where he wanted the end of the Fed, and said, no, it's not time yet. You promise you'll do this when it is time. I thought that was just a great little moment. The crowd was hungry to hear a new message from him, and Ron Paul delivered a new message to us that we need to get out there and agitate for liberty. And I say, come to New Hampshire and agitate for liberty here.
Now, did he say anything about civil disobedience in the speech?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he advocated civil disobedience near the end of his speech.
Anything any impact that might have on you in terms of how you view civil disobedience because of him kind of weighing in on that?
I've always respected your civil disobedience, and at some point I may get angry enough at the system and the injustice in it to be willing to be arrested myself. I may have a little ways to go before I am able to do this. But Ron Paul said civil disobedience in the face of tyranny is justified so long as you are willing to put up with the consequences and suffer in jail. It's not just about breaking the law and getting away with it. It's breaking the law to demonstrate that the law is unjust and that the system's response to your breaking of that law is more unjust than the law itself.
All right. John Maltz of Hudson, New Hampshire. Thanks for joining us this September 4th, 2008.
Thank you.
Are you a liberty activist willing to be on the front line against socialism? FreeKeene.com would like you to consider moving here to Keene. While Keene may have the largest number of liberty-oriented media outlets in the entire state of New Hampshire, there's still a need for more activists. Can you help them? Visit FreeKeene.com to see what's happening. FreeKeene.com hooks you up with all the liberty media in town. Join the Keene Liberty activists and help free the beautiful city of Keene, New Hampshire from the clutches of the government. FreeKeene.com